Welcome to the channel. In this episode, we are going to look at Joseph's dreams and betrayal, also known as Joseph sold by his brethren. This is the full Bible story found in Genesis chapter 37. So grab your copy of the Bible and let us dive right into it. Now let's go back to the land of Canaan, where we find Jacob now living with his sons. We last saw Jacob blessing the sons of Joseph who were born to him in Egypt. Now there was strife between his sons, specifically between Joseph and his 11 brothers. But why? Let's find out. Joseph had 2 dreams, and he told them to his brothers, and they hated him even more. In his first dream, he dreamed of binding sheaves of grain. And behold, his sheaf arose and stood upright. And indeed all the sheaves that were in the field bowed down to his sheaf. And in his second dream, he dreamed of the sun, the moon, and 11 stars bowing down to him. Then he told these dreams to his father and mother, but he kept the second dream hidden from his father. And his brothers, when they sought him out, said, "What do you mean by these dreams you tell? Do you intend to reign over us?" Because of his dreams and the way he treated his brothers, they began plotting how they would kill him. But God revealed to Joseph that they were planning evil against him, so he fled to his father for protection. Now, Jacob sent him away to Shechem, but the brothers, pursuing him, came up to him and plotted to sell him to some traders passing by. And while Jacob was thinking he was still alive, he blessed him and gave him some gifts, including a beautiful coat of many colors. Then the brothers dipped the garment of many colors into the tub of indigo and took it to their father, showing him that Joseph had been defiled. Then Jacob said, "Am I not truly in a heap of ruins, that my sons can call me happy? That my days are not still far spent? How is it that you have brought such great calamity upon me, to make Joseph, my son, a slave?" His brothers replied, "He himself told us as a reproach." What is this that he has in mind? But Jacob still believed Joseph was alive because he never received any message from God concerning Joseph. Now, during a famine in Canaan, Jacob sent his sons to buy grain in Egypt. And when they arrived in Egypt, they were greeted by none other than Joseph, whom they had sold into slavery. But they did not recognize him, and he tested them to see if they had changed, or if they were still as wicked as ever. Joseph then invited them to return with their families and settle in the land of Goshen, which he personally prepared for them. And after they settled in Egypt, Jacob was called to go there. Joseph welcomed his father and family warmly, but again Jacob believed that Joseph was no longer alive. After Jacob settled in Egypt, there was a famine over all the earth. Thus, Joseph and his brothers became very rich, and Jacob had many descendants who lived in Egypt. There was a famine lasting 7 years, followed by 7 years of plenty. And the Lord remembered Joseph and caused Pharaoh to favor him. So Pharaoh summoned him and Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Look, I have dreamed a dream tonight, and there is no one who can interpret it. And I heard that you can interpret dreams. Come, please turn out your wise men, your interpreters. Let us hear what they say." Now Joseph was brought in and told Pharaoh about his interpretation of the king's dream, saying that there will be 7 years of great plenty throughout the land of Egypt, followed by 7 years of severe famine. Then Joseph advised Pharaoh to appoint a wise man to manage the affairs of the kingdom and store 1/5 of everything produced in Egypt. And this is exactly what Pharaoh did. He appointed Joseph to oversee the project. And thus, through Joseph's wisdom and counsel, they were able to store vast amounts of food in preparation for the coming famine. When the 7 years of plenty were completed, just as Joseph had predicted, the 7 years of famine began. And the stored grain that they had accumulated saved Egypt from total destruction. Then all the nations around Egypt came to buy grain from Egypt. Now, let us take a closer look at Jacob's 12 sons, who were renamed into 12 tribes of Israel. As promised in previous videos, we'll cover their stories in future episodes. So subscribe to get notified when new videos come out. When Joseph was 17 years old, he had a recurring series of dreams that he shared with his brothers, but they despised him for them. The first dream he told them was that his family was gathering bundles of grain in the field. And then Joseph's bundle stood upright, and all the bundles in the field bowed down to Joseph's bundle. They were amazed, but they were jealous. And they answered, "Can you really rule over us? Can you really have dominion over us?" This made Joseph hostile toward them, and he stopped telling them dreams. But one night, Joseph had another dream and told his brothers. He dreamed of 11 stars, the sun and the moon bowing down before him. Then he told this dream to his father, Jacob, and kept the rest of the details a secret. And when his brothers went out to pasture the sheep, they met him, and they fell down to bow before him. And they asked, "How can you rule over us? You're only a mere servant, the son of a slave woman." And they hated him even more. Then Joseph's brothers conspired to murder him, but Reuben warned them not to shed blood, and killed Joseph, reminding them that they were descendants of Abraham, the friend of God. And they agreed with Reuben to sell him to some passing-by Midianites instead. They stripped him of his coat of many colors, tied him up with ropes, and then threw him into a pit that was empty. It was deep, but no water flowed in it. Then they took his coat, dipped it in blood, brought it to their father, and said, "Look, this is Joseph's coat. Truly a wild animal has devoured him. Here is his blood." Jacob tore his clothes, put sackcloth on his waist, and mourned for his son. His brothers comforted him and said, "We are your sons. Your son Joseph is still alive. We are sure of it. Do not be grieved." Meanwhile, Joseph was sitting in the pit. And as the sun began to set, some travelers from Gilead came to the pit. And they lowered Joseph into the pit and sold him to Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, the captain of the guard. Then Potiphar bought Joseph in Egypt and brought him to Pharaoh's palace. In the next episode, we'll look at how Joseph interprets Pharaoh's dreams and how he rises to power in Egypt. If you enjoyed this video, share your thoughts, questions, and comments below. Click the like button if you liked this video. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss out on future uploads. Thanks for watching. Stay blessed. See you in the next video.